Action. G'day everybody, it's Tom here from Tough Plays. Welcome to another video. Today we are jumping into Omsi 2. I've not played this game in a while on this channel. And today we're looking at a brand new modification which I find really good. It is called the Iveco Evadys line. I don't know how to say it. This is by Kescrole. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And this is a pretty decent bus, I would say. I've been testing it since the day it came out. And this is just like a review. Today we're on the Tokyo test track. This will be our testing map for every new mods to come out. So if there's a mod, if there's a bus you want me to check out, please let me know in the comments below. So looking at the outside, it's a very nice bus. It is a coach. You can tell by the mirrors. All coaches have mirrors like that. It is, I don't know what else to say. Sorry for the lag, I don't know why it's lagging. We also have some French livery, I don't know what that is. And yeah, so when you download this mod, there is two versions that you can drive. The one we have here is the 6-speed manual version, or you can also get the automatic version. I recommend driving the 6-speed manual. It's actually a really good bus to drive as a manual. I mean, that's very hard to find in obviously like some buses that are manuals are really terrible to drive. I think this drives better in a manual than it does in an automatic. I'll show you why. There's a big thing. So we'll jump into the interior. Now that we had a brief look at the outside, we'll jump on the inside. So here's the inside of the Iveco Evadys. I'd say it's pretty nice. Apparently my steering wheel does not want to work with me. That's probably because it's unplugged, so give me 2.6. Right, now that I've got the steering wheel working, we'll go through the dashboard. So we got the standard Iveco dash that you see like in Iveco trucks and whatnot. So on the left we have a 24 volt. So this is 24 volt phone charger. You've got a breathalyzer disable toggle. You also got something else here. I don't know what that does. I think that takes off the reverse beeps or something like that. I don't know. Oh, no light or something like that. No reading. Then you got the hatch control for the roof. On the roof there's a hatch system, which most buses have nowadays, which is pretty cool. Then you got a lift system. You can raise and lower it. I don't know what these two do. That's how you adjust your mirrors. In the real bus, there's a 12 volt outlet there too. Okay, on the left, this is your main control. So you got your utilities tool. You have to turn that on when you start the bus, otherwise the bus will not start. There's your ignition start. There's your ignition stop. You got seat warmers. You got no reverse beeps. That's the reverse beeps. You got heated mirrors. You can turn off ASR. You got ventilation there. You got your power windows. You got warning look. Warning light, I think, or I don't know. Something there. You got another light out there. You got lights everywhere. There's your wheelchair access button. Your battery cut off, like if you have an emergency or something like that. Like that's gonna happen. And then you have your disable your retarder, which is in case you don't know, that's how you slow down, like really quickly. So you have your kilometers. That's your cruise. No, that's, I don't know what that is. You got your sunshade. No idea what that is. Door 1, door 2, and bench shifter. That's the stop clock thing. On the steering wheel, you can control a couple of things. So on the left, you can control like the menus. So you go up and down for the menu. And plus and minus doesn't do anything. These buttons don't do anything. The back does something. I think that's how you get out the menus. It doesn't tilt, so you're stuck with it like that. There's your indicators. If I do that. Then over here, I'll show you what this thing does in a minute. That's, I think, the cruise control. But there's also a really cool feature too. So like if you want to drive on a really cold day, this will help you. This is also going to be a cold start on it too. I have not started this bus. On the dash you have your speedo and your tachometer. And also underneath the steering wheel, I will just turn off the steering wheel real quickly. We will have the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge. So pretty basic gauges. Some buses have like, I don't know, oil pressure. Some have battery voltage. Some have godless amount transmission temperature. Like, yeah, this is pretty much the most simple gauges you can get in a bus, which is all you need. All you need is to feel on your temp gauge anyway in any vehicle. Over here you've got a sim reader. I call it a sim reader, but I think it's called something different. It's like an ID identification system. There's your aircon. The aircon is a bit tricky to use. I'll show you how to use that. There's your Ibis system, which is again pretty hard to understand. And then there's your radio. Down here you can lock your baggage doors, and you can also think you can put back and cool. And there's your transmission lever, which does move, and the pedals do move too, which is a good detail. There's your ignition key. Unfortunately you can't turn that, so you have to start the bus with buttons. Over here is your reversing camera. There at the top's where your line is. Let's check out the passengers, and I'll show you how to start this bus. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it, but this is how I do it. It's up to you. So there's the interior view. As you can see, it's got some sort of dark blue interior with grey inserts at the top. It's got curtains everywhere. Then over here you've got reading lights. There's where you push your stop button. And then you got two USBs there to charge your devices. So this is more for like a coach tour sort of thing, because like you get into a coach for a tour bus, and you'll probably see those things. I've never been on a tour bus, but that's what I'd expect. So then that's where you go to your emergency stops. I believe that's the door. Yep. And then that's the view there, and that's the view behind the driver. And yes, this bus in the back has seatbelt, and this bus also has a seatbelt. I forgot to show you that, because if you start driving it will dig at you like crazy, which is what every bus should do, to be honest. Anyway, shall we hop in and go for a drive? I think we should. Right, so to start this bus, we need to make sure the gear is in neutral. I'll leave a foot in the clutch, but you don't have to push the clutch, because it's a game. But in real life, I'll probably guess you have to. I'm going to leave the steering wheel off to show you what the ignition sequence looks like. You just press your 8. In my case, my camera stopped working. That didn't last long at all. It starts to turn off. I don't know why it does that. There's a great face of me. I honestly don't know why it does that, so I'm going to switch off the green screen effect. Unfortunately, that does not work. I have no idea why. I think it's an update or something like that. Oh. Let's go with that. Hopefully that fixes itself in a moment. It's being a bit finicky. I think my camera's probably cracked itself out, to be fair. I mean, I've had this camera for a while, so I'll have to get a new one eventually. I think it's done. What do you guys think? If you know how to fix that stuff on Streamlabs, please let me know. So here's the gauge cluster. So what you do is you push your electricity button. For my case, it's the A button on my steering wheel. That does a check. And then all your gauges come up. You've got your seatbelt light and your parking brake light. That's all you should get. And then you can cycle through the menus by pushing the up and down button like so. So there's your oil pressure, your brake pressure, your trip, which I don't think works. The check engine light does flash. There's your diagnostics. I don't know if there's any diagnostics. So there's your language. I think you can change that. I'm not too sure. And then back to the beginning. So to put the seatbelt on, you come down here. You come down to the seatbelt pusher thing there, like the release button. You press that, your seatbelt light is gone. And to start, if this is a cold start, like if it's less than 0, I'm guessing. If it's a really cold start, as you can see, my temp gauge is on cold, and I have the temperature set to -16. This is what I'll do for all my tests. I'll push on the brake. As you can see, the retardant light's on, and I push the ignition button, which is my Xbox button, to start the engine, and my camera's working again for some reason. Why are you working? For some reason my camera's working. Yeah, that's really bad. I think it's my settings, so unfortunately it's not going to work anymore. So I'm going to push the foot on the brake, and pretty much it's like starting a push button start car. You push the button. As you can see, if it's a cold start, it holds your revs for a bit longer. And we're not going to have a brake pressure problem, but if you do, best thing to do, if you don't want to hold down the gas like that, you can come over here. There's a little switch out here, and this is probably one of the best features of this bus, to be honest, which I haven't really found in any other bus. I just realised put it into gear. Are you going to do it? Hang on, let's just go that. By neutral. Hang on. There we go. You can set the idle to whatever you want, so you can set to even max out if you want to. This is best if you want to get your brake pressure up, or so that you can get going. Because if your brake pressure's down, your bus will not move. And yeah, that's essentially what that is. And to turn it off, just hit the clutch, or even push the brake or something like that. I just usually hit the clutch. And yeah, so we have a 6-speed manual, like I said. So I'll just show you the gears again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very short shifter, and then reverse. And reverse buzzers turn on. And you can turn it off with that button there. It's still gonna hurt. It's still gonna harm you if you leave it off. So we're gonna turn it off. Right, we'll push prepare. So to get going, obviously every bus in Omsi you have to push the brake. Push the clutch down if you're driving a manual bus, which in this case this is a manual. Or you push the foot in the brake, and then you put it into first gear, or push on the foot in the brake and hit the drive button. And I would go turn my headlights on. This is what the headlight cluster looks like. Just like that. And we're off. Slowly release the clutch and slowly push throttle, and we're off. And change gears manually. So initially, this bus drives very nice. It's probably one of the nicest driving buses I've had driven in, like, since some other buses, which I will review a bit later on. But this has to be the nicest bus. Indicator sound, there's your indicator sound. Again, the retarder light comes on when you push the brake. We're turning. And we're coming up to, what I'm doing is, I'm starting with a normal, like drive, like if you're in traffic. So we'll start in second in this turn, just pretend we're checking. Even though there's no buses coming, might be good to check. We're shifting at 2 grand then. And yeah, this is a very nice driving bus. I'll have to admit, it's probably one of the best driving buses I've driven, like I said, here at Omsi. So big credit to that. It's probably the best futuristic bus I've driven too. But there'll be other buses that might challenge that. I'm sorry I hit the mic there. So we'll come around here. So we're going into 5th gear at, what's that speed? Hang on. I think we just went past 90 km an hour. Which this bus I think has a top speed of 98 if I remember. In case you were wondering, if you decided to go to speed limit. Well, over the speed limit, which I highly recommend you don't. We're going to start in this gear. I didn't stop, just pretend this is a freeway entrance. Like to start the freeway on the other side, it's just a street. Okay, we're turning off the freeway here, so push brake. But overall, this bus drives really nice at low speeds. Now we're going to get on it and see how fast. We're going to go to do a drag strip, and we're going to get on it. So let's get to the drag strip now. But the sound sounds good too. It has an Iveco Cursor 9 engine. I don't remember the specs. I think it has like, what, 300 horsepower maybe? And lots of torque, like 900 pound-feet or something. I'll have a look at the specs when I spawn in the automatic, and I'll tell you what they exactly are. I think the automatic is also a 6-speed, also 6-speed ZF. Which most buses are ZF transmission or VoIP transmissions. It's one of the two. So we're going to get on it here. We're going to do a bit of a drag race to see what the actual top speed is. We'll get the shift Y up, just like so. This particular bus has done 84,000 kilometers by the way, in case you're interested in that data too. You can see my turn off the indicator there. You can see my oh, bit too much throttle. As you can see, I do put it in reverse. The reverse camera comes up, so we can make sure we're in the line too, just like so. That's a good feature that most games have to. I mean, most games should consider like big vehicle games. Oh. There we go. Just like that. Right. We're at 0. We're at a dead stop. It's minus 16 degrees, like I said. Average, so 80,000 Ks. It's broken in then. I don't know what else to say. The wind's 80 degrees with 7 miles per second, I think that means. It's 46% humidity today. So let's see how we go. So put it to first gear. We're gonna rev it up to like 1500 or thereabouts, and go. Okay. Okay, that's 30. That's 40. 40. I think I early shifted in, but that's okay. Fourth gear is a pretty long gear. I should have mentioned when you start in a manual bus, first gear is usually really short. In a manual bus, and obviously this bus gearing is pretty much perfect in my opinion. Okay, we're at 98. Looks like the top speed is 98.6 kilometers an hour. I can't get much more than that. It's obviously limited, which I don't get why it would be. So we're going to do a U-turn around here, so we can see how it feels when what the turning circle's like. Because that's pretty important for a bus, if I'm honest. It's how well the turning circle is, so that you don't make people angry, or like say if you make a wrong turn, which most bus drivers don't, but just in case you have to. So we're going to go to a standing still, we're going to go full lock, and we're going to do a U-turn. I stalled the bus, that's a good start. So what I'm going to do, usually if I stall the bus, I'll just restart the U-turn. That means you've got the parking brake off, so put the parking brake on. Wait for all the dials to come up. There we go. As you can see with its normal start, it doesn't take that long to start. So we are going to do a turn around here. Full up. Make sure it stays on the road. Okay, it's not too bad at all. And we're off back to the starting line. And then we'll test the automatic. The auto-tragic, as I like to call it. I mean, it's not bad, but I just prefer the manual, because, I mean... And what's that other light? That might be... Some other light just came on. And, yeah. Not much else to report for this bus. There's nothing really bad about it. I wish it had, like, a cold start. Like... Oh, sorry, my voice cracked then. Wait, my microphone again. Because I'm turning. I pressed the wrong button. I wish it had like a cold start, like in some buses, and obviously you can hold the engine to start up and to start it. Especially when it's cold. I'll park it. Especially when it's cold. But because it has that high idle feature, like some buses don't have that. I think maybe the Ultra buses have that feature, which is awesome. So we'll put a neutral, parking brake, and then turn off the engine. It's just like that. Let's put it in first gear. So I wish I had a cold start button, so instead of tapping it like here, I'll just start it back up and show you. So I'm just tapping the button. Let me just let you to listen to that. I'm just tapping the button. I'm just tapping the button. So I'm not holding the button or anything like that. That's a complaint I have. And also too, I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a better display, showing the gear, showing the mileage, rather than just seeing that, because obviously I don't think that looks finished, that main screen. And also I've noticed that the fuel economy gauges don't work. If I flip through the bar, it says the horn. I'll press the horn really quickly. There we go. As you can see, I think that's just the settings page. But if I go here, this is obviously not working. I'd love to see that working. Especially if you're looking, finding out how much fuel that your bus gets. I'm just adjusting my mic, sorry for that. About fuel that I'm just making sure my camera still says it's on. So that's the manual. That's the manual version. We'll drive the automatic. I'll show you how different the automatic is like to drive. So I'll put gear. And again, I also wish there was a gear indicator too, because it's not like everyone's using a steering wheel with a gear lever like I am. Next, we'll drive the automatic. So here's the specs here. If you read French, if you know French, it's here. So we got the 400 horsepower, 1700 Newton meters. Wow. So, or to Australians, obviously it's 294 kilowatt. But that's actually pretty decent. No wonder it drives so good. And the transmission doesn't say it has a ZF6 speed Eco Life, which means it's pretty economical. And then you've got the it's got the technical details when you get the bus. There's a PDF that comes with it. It gives you all the technical details. So now we will start driving the automatic version. We're not going to wait. We're just going to drive it first, like we're driving in traffic, driving an automatic in traffic, and see how we go. So we're just waiting for it to load. Real good. Let's just see if I can adjust that a bit more. That's alright. Alright, so we're going to jump into the interior. This is the interior again. It looks exactly the same aside. There's no buttons there because the automatic gear, there's no transmission there because the automatic switch is there. Good detail. Some buses just leave a manual transmission lever. This one's done 76,000 k's. So to start it again, turn the key on. If you can hear that beeping, that means your air pressure system or your brake system's slow. So to fix that, that's an easy fix. That is an really easy fix. I don't get why that's there. But anyway. Put your seatbelt on. It's really loud. I'm so sorry. That's why I have to do it this way. And then we just start the bus. So it does the holding RPM thing again. But every time you start it in very cold weather. And then we're waiting. Just like that. It's gone. And I think if I press the revs, it goes back down to normal RPM. We'll try the cruise control as well. Because I know there's cruise control, so I'll do the parking brake, put your foot on the brake, put the drive, it's back on for some reason, and then we go. I think the cruise control button's the kilometre button. Actually no, the kilometre button, I should tell you that, is the speed limiter. You can get a speed limiter, so you can't go faster than 50. Like the speed limit's 50, you can turn that on, and then you won't go faster than 50. You turn it on at 50 k's an hour, so I'll show you that now. So turn that on. I'm not going much faster than 39 kilometers an hour. And that's your retarder switch. So cruise control, I'm just trying to find it, don't mind me. I think it's that button, isn't it? That's just, sorry, I'm just trying to find the cruise control button. Sorry, I'm driving absolutely like a dickhead. I'm trying to find out where cruise control is. I think it's this lever. I'll push that up. I saw something come up. There we go, there's cruise control. So if we can push that down once. Oh. It's a bit confusing if I'm honest. I don't even know where I am. I went past the turn, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll go a different route because we're trying to. I need to turn, but yeah, that's. I mean, if you can figure out how to turn on cruise control, please let me know. I'll also see if I can turn it down to straight, so I know where I'm going. Because you do have to concentrate too. That's how you drive. Okay, let's see how we go. Oh, I just had it again. Doesn't help when your mouth is sensitive. Trying to find it. It should be. So we might do a full acceleration as I'm trying to work out cruise control. We'll just speed up 50. That won't work it out, so unfortunately the cruise control button is also a bit finicky to use. And yeah, so if you know how to use it, it's on that switch. I have no idea how to use it. I've never used cruise control in any of the buses I drive. Let's pull it here. That's the bus done, pretty much. I'll show you how to use the electric systems as well. We'll just use this bus, like the Ibis and the air conditioning. So obviously that's all important. So we'll put it in neutral, put a parking brake on, because there's no park. Anyway, so the aircon, you push this button. You can hear that turn on. There's the aircon. So you have to push that button first, and you press the big fan. That turns that down. You can turn the heat up and the cool up. There's no screen on here either, which that works, but unfortunately it doesn't. You just push that in for that. Okay, here's the Nova EG3. You push slide. Say you want to do 00760. Route number 01. I don't know if that worked, but that's how you do that. And yeah, I think that wraps it up. Cool. So overall, I think this bus is pretty good. There are some improvements, but still, it's almost perfect. Like, it's a great driving bus in automatic and manual. Like, instead I prefer the manual because of that long first gear. Way longer than so many other buses. Like, I'll review some of them and I'll show you why that's not a good idea. Because every manual driver knows to start first, right? My camera's crashed again, but I don't even care. So the good things, it drives really well. Second thing, great features. If I gave it a Doug score, features probably be 7 out of 10. The handle and the drivability probably like 8 out of 10. What else? Other pros include easy to read dash. Also, just a great looking bus overall. So if I go back to F3 mode, you can see this is a very good bus. Coincidentally, I'm just going to move it forward. Hang on. Actually, I've just used my macro key, which I set for this, which I have a macro keyboard. because I need to move it a bit forward. It starts it up itself. Because I haven't set to do that. There we go. My steering wheel will move forward a little bit, so I'm just push it. Let's see to let it roll forward. Of course, automatics do this because it's like the car or bus or truck or whatever you're driving roll forward itself. But we don't go over that tip. It looks like this bus is a little bit longer than the other bus. There we go. So that, and also, yeah, anybody can drive it too. So if you can't drive a manual, there's an automatic version for you. If you could drive a manual, you could drive both, or if you can sit with the manual, which I would be personally doing. For cons, first of all, would have to be the gauge cluster not looking 100% complete. That's pretty much a bit of a con. Cruise control is hard to use if you're a cruise control user. Electronics need screens, and also I wish there was cold start script function thing, so where you have to hold a button longer, like a real bus, pretty much. But then again, that might not be like this bus in real life, because I've never driven this bus in real life. Obviously, I don't drive buses in real life. I mean, yeah. So overall, this mod would be an 8 out of 10. There is some improvements, but it's a good bus overall. The main part is it's good at driving. So, yeah, nothing else to report. But I want to say thank you to Ridderos1994 for making the Tonky test track that we were on today. If you want to check that out, I'll put that link in the description below, as well as the link to this bus, which I really recommend you download. If you like coach buses, if you like buses in general, this is a bus to get. Overall, yeah, probably keep it in your garage permanently and then drive it every once in a while. You will not be disappointed. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Like I said yesterday, I am going to try and start making videos again, but there's this project I'm working on that may not help with that, depending how this all goes. So if you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Check out Omsi 2 if you haven't already. It's a really good bus simulator. It's really interactive. I'm definitely making more videos on this game as new vehicles come out, and also Lotus Simulators coming out eventually. Hopefully the bus version comes out. It's only got trams. Trams are, in my opinion, are a bit boring. Also, if this happens to be the first video that you've seen by me, please subscribe. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.